Next question concerns Richie. It's from Israel. Do you ever prepare any drum parts, or does a drummer get melody with chord structure?
Well,
let's talk about what we were doing with folk song.
yeah, maybe we can get a zoom in here. This is what Chick gave me about 20 minutes ago.
So how did you relate to that?
Well, first of all, I know this song already, so I have it in my head.
Oh, I see.
But what I'm looking at is the melody. The chords, for the most part, I do follow, especially if there's a harmonic rhythm that I want to highlight. If all of a sudden it's hitting every 2 beats, or maybe there's 4 bars of one chord, I want to sort of know that.
Yeah, and sometimes there's a double bar. Like here's a double bar, right? And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a regular 8-bar phrase.
Yeah.
And then, can you see that? And then there's another double bar. So the double bar sort of delineates
The big
phrase. And
yeah.
if you do the notation clearly enough, you can sort of see it easily. There's another double bar there. Another double bar there.
Yeah.
It delineates phrases.
Yeah. But absolutely, I think the biggest challenge right now in this piece, I think, is we're coming up with the feel, right? Is it going to be swung? Is it going to be straight? That's really that's not on the page.
That's not on the page, no. And I didn't want it to be on the page
Right.
so that we could work stuff out like that, you know.
Yeah.
I never write, I hardly ever write exact rhythms for the drums. Because the
Right.
drummers that I work with and the drummers that I like to work with, they improvise. I want to hear what they put into the music.
And Chick, you play drums too, right?
Yeah, you know, I mean, drums. There's a drum set by my piano at all times. Let me put it that way.
I have a professional question.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, actually, what's related to what you guys were discussing there, how much room you leave for interpretation once you conceive the melody of the piece, how much room you leave for the musicians that you're playing to add their part that maybe you haven't think about? Or
Oh yeah.
Let's repeat the question, because
So Elio was saying, how much room, after I write the piece, how much room do I leave for the drummer?
Yeah,
Or any of the players to put in their ideas. And you know, it's a varying thing. That's how when you choose your partners to play with, it's a judgment as a composer that I make. Like for instance with Carlitos, small example, just to keep going back to folk song, because we already did that, is that I said to Carlitos, play. I tried to give him an instruction: play 1 whole note every bar. So that was the composer saying, let me hear it like that. Then we did it, and I thought, that's confining the player, you see. So then I said, well, play something like that your own way. And then it really felt good. So you have to find out what feels good, really. Sometimes you may have to write specific things out. Sometimes I write a lick out for the drums, and we all play it together, you know, like a break or something.
there's a lot of that going on the vigil. Some of the tracks on the vigil, you wrote out drum parts, right? Because
well, we actually worked out rhythms that we hit together. So that's another way of working it out. But someone has to say, that's the rhythm, let's do that.
Right.
Otherwise, you can keep improvising.